Assalamu alaikum students. This video is basically about the rational indices. Basically, rational indices are the powers in fractions. We are discussing indices and we have done these type of questions. We know how to solve 2 square means 2 square means we have to multiply 2 times 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. And we also did questions that have 0 in the power. For example, 2 to the power 0 is 1. We also did some questions which have negative exponents, and we know how to make this exponent positive. And we apply the law by flipping the number, we can make it positive. 2 to the power minus 2 means 1 upon 2 square. We can flip this number and the power will be automatically positive. So this will be 1 upon 2 square, and we can also write it as 1 upon 4. But what will happen when the power is in fraction? For example, this is your question 2 to the power 3 upon 2. What does this 3 upon 2 means, and what is the answer of this? How can we calculate this? This is basically this the agenda of this video, and we'll be discussing in this video that what is basically rational indices. Rational indices means whenever the powers are in fractions, we have to solve them with certain laws. We have some tricks to solve these type of questions. In order to solve this question, we have to understand a law, and this law is basically very simple, and there is a trick to understand this law. First of all, we have to understand this sign. This sign is basically the radical sign, and this is also called a root sign. Sometimes if a 2 is written over here, so it becomes a square root, and sometimes a 3 is written, so we can call it a cube root. And whenever 4 is written, it's a fourth root, fifth root, sixth root, and so on. So this is basically a radical sign or a root sign. You can also say it. For example, we have a root sign, and the root index is n, and we have a number inside that is a, and the power of a is 1. So we can also write this root sign like this. We can use a bracket like this, and we can write the root sign. We can write the root index as n. We can write a inside, and this power 1 will come outside the root sign, and we can use it as a whole. These both things are very similar. You can write it like this or you can write it like this, it doesn't matter. The law says that whenever there is a sign of radical in the question, you can convert this radical sign into power. How can you convert that into power? You have to write the base or the number which is inside the radical sign as a. You have to write this power in the numerator, and you have to write the root index in the denominator. So you can convert this radical sign into power by using this law. For example, this is root nth root, and there is a inside, and there is a whole power 1. So I can write a. This power will come in the numerator, and this power, which is the root index, is will come in the denominator. Similarly, we have another question in which we have a cube root. We have a cube root, and inside the cube root there is an a square. So I can write it like this as well, and there is another form which is I can write this square outside the bracket as well, like this. I can use the cube root sign, and I can write a inside, and this 2 will come outside the bracket as a whole, like this. So according to the law, if I want to convert this radical sign into power, what will I write? I will write a first, and then this power will come in the numerator, that is 2, and this power, which is the root index 3, will come in the denominator. So I can write it as a to the power 2 upon 3. One more example, we have the fourth root of 2 to the power 5. Similarly, we can write it as bracket fourth root 2 bracket close whole to the power 5. And then if we want to convert this radical sign into power, we can write 2. This 5 will come in the numerator, and this 4 will come in the denominator. So it will be 2 to the power 5 upon 4. So this is the law. Using this law, you can convert the radical sign into power, because it is much easier for us to solve a question in powers rather than solving a question in a radical form. So our first target is we have to convert the radical form into the power. Similarly, if a power is given to you, you can also convert it into the radical sign. This means the reverse of this law. For example, this is 8 to the power 3 upon 4. So I know this law. I know that the number which is in the numerator comes to the power, and the number which is in the denominator goes as the root index. So this is 8 to the power 3 upon 4. So this 4 will be the fourth root, will come outside the root sign like this, and then this 3 will come into the power of 8. Or I can also write it by using a bracket. The fourth root of 8 and the 3 will be outside the bracket. So basically this is just a reverse of this law. One more example, we have 64 to the power 2 upon 5, and we are interested to convert this into the radical form. So I know that this number, which is in the numerator, will come in the power of 64, and this 5 will be coming in the root index. So I will make a radical sign. I will write 5 outside and then 64 to the power square. Or I can also write it like this, or I can use a bracket. Radical sign 64 inside, 5 outside in the root index, and whole power square. Similarly, I have one more question. We have 16. 3 to upon 4, so I can write like this. I will write 16. I know that the power which is in the numerator will definitely come on 16 like this, and the power which is outside, which is in the denominator, will come in the root index. Or I can also write it like this. I can use a bracket sign. I can make a radical like this. I will write 4 inside, and then I will write 16, and I will close the bracket, and I will write 3 outside the bracket. So these basically are just the same type of forms. You can either write it like this or this. They both are equal. And this is the law which is used to convert a radical sign into a power and a power into a radical sign. Sometimes the question asks you to just convert your answer into index form or the radical form. So you have to understand this law in order to convert it into different forms. So we have some more questions. We have a question. We have a fourth root of a, and we are asked to convert this in index form. So we can convert it in index form. We can know that this is since there is nothing written over here, so I can write 1 over here, and 1 will be in the numerator and then divided by 4. So this is the required index form. The next question is cube root of d to the power 5. I know that this is 5, so I will use this 5 as the numerator, and I know that this 3 is the root index, so it will come in the denominator like this. I'm just converting my question into index form. So in this question we have 1 divided by 6 root of d. So first I will convert the denominator into power. I know that there is a 1 over here, so it will be d to the power 1 upon 6, and then I have to bring this denominator in the numerator, and you know that the negative exponent law, something which is in the denominator can come in the numerator, but there will be a slight change of sign with the exponent. If it is positive, you have to make it negative. If it is negative, you will make it positive. Similarly, the last question again, I have to do it in 2 steps. First of all, I will convert this. I know that the power of f is 5, so this will be 5. And since there is a root index of 3, so 3 will come in the denominator, and then again I have to shift it in the numerator. So f will be as it is, and the sign of 5 upon 3 will be opposite. Since it is positive, so it will become negative. So these were just some questions in order to strengthen your concept. The next part of this video basically deals with how to solve these type of questions. If something is given in exponents, or if something in the exponent is in fraction form or a radical form, so how will you solve these type of questions? So we have some questions, 4 questions, and there are 2 methods of solving this question. I have solved it with both the methods. Now it's up to you to decide which method will you choose. The first one is 8 to the power 2 upon 3. This is my question, and I have to evaluate. I have to find the value of 8 to the power 2 upon 3. So first, according to the law, I can convert that into the radical sign. I know that this 2 will come into the power of 8, and this 3 will come in the root index. I know that 8 square is 64, And what is the cube root of 64? The cube root of 64 is 4. So the answer of this question is 4. You can also solve it with another method, that is 8 to the power 2 upon 3. I can write 8 as the power of 2 because I have to remove this 3. This 3 is in the denominator. If I can bring a 3 inside over here, if I can write 8 to the power of cube, so I will be able to cut this 3 out, and I can easily find out the power which is in the numerator. So what will I do? I will just think about a number whose third power is 8. So I came up to a conclusion that 2 to the power 3 is basically 8. So I have replaced this 8 with 2 to the power 3. What happens now? This 3 and this 3 will be cancelled out, and 2 square will be remaining. So 2 square is 2 times 2, that is 4. So you are getting the same answer with both the methods. Now it's up to you to decide which method you choose. We have one more example. That is fourth root of 16 upon 81. First of all, I have separated the fourth root. I have written the fourth root with 16, and I have written the fourth root with 81 also. Now I know that there is a number which is multiplied 4 times and the answer is 16. So I'm writing it like this: 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. And 3 is the number which when multiplied 4 times give us 81. So since it is the fourth root, so I will be making pairs of 4. And since there are 4 2s, so 1 2 will be outside. And since there are 3 roots and we are talking about the fourth root, so 1 3 will come again in the outside, and the answer will be 2 upon 3. There is another method of solving this question, that is I can write it like this: 16 to the power 1 upon 4 and 81 to the power 1 upon 4. I know that there is a power 1 over here and there is a power 1 over here. So I can convert that into the power form, index form like this: 16 to the power 1 upon 4, 81 to the power 1 upon 4. Now I have to remove this 4. I have to remove this 4. So I have to think of a number whose fourth power is 16. So 2 to the power 4 is basically 16. So I have written 16 as 2 to the power 4. And 3 to the power 4 is basically 81. So I have replaced this 81 with 3 to the power 4. This 4 cancels out. This 4 and this 4 will be cancelled out, and your remaining answer will be 2 upon 3. We have two more questions. We have minus 1000 to the power 2 upon 3. So since there is a 3 over here, so you have to think of a number whose third power is 1000. So my answer will be 10, because I know that minus 10 to cube is 1000, and I have to write this minus sign as well. And I will use a square bracket since it has been a negative sign inside. So 2 upon 3 will be outside the bracket, and what will happen now? This 3 and this 3 will be cancelled out, and the remaining will be minus 10 square. And you know that the square of minus 10 means minus 10 multiplied by minus 10 is definitely 100. So the answer is basically 100. One last question of this video: we have a negative exponent on a fraction. We have a negative exponent of a fraction, and we know the trick that how can we convert this negative exponent into positive. We just have to flip it. We know that in order to make it positive, we will just we flip it like this. This will be 81 upon 25, and my power will be automatically positive. So now what will I do? I will just give the powers to 81 and 25 separately. This 81 whole to the power half, and this 25 to the power half as well. Now I have to think, I have to remove this 2, so I have to think of a number whose square power is 81. Whose square power is 81. So I know that 9 square is basically 81. So I will write 9, and I will write square, and then I will multiply it with half, because these two are powers, double powers, so they will be multiplied. And again I will have to write 25 as 5 square. Again I will do the same. I will just multiply the power, This 2 and this 2 will be cancelled out. This 2 and this 2, this 2 and this 2, and my final answer will be 9 upon 5, which I am writing that answer over here. So my final answer is basically 9 upon 5. So this is a basic video on rational indices. I hope these questions are clear now, and I will be making some more videos on this concept because this is a very important concept. So stay tuned for some more videos on rational indices.